The DJ Duce Podcast.
Streaming on all platforms worldwide.
Delivering exclusive interviews and insight on current music styles and trends. So come lay back, relax, and discover music with DJ Duce. Stream all exclusive content on djduce.com/podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the DJ Duce Podcast, djduce.com/podcast. I'm your host, DJ Duce, and this is episode 1. It feels good to be back podcasting, let me tell you. And we actually are going to kick this podcast off with a special interview from our friend Frank Castro. I'm just using the audio. It splits the audio tracks on here, so when I put it in the studio in the board, man, it makes the shit a lot easier to level everything out.
All right, cool. I was just double checking. I would have hopped on, iced up a little bit.
Nah, shit. I'm never camera ready. You know me. We did the other podcast. We were doing the whole TV studio shit. Hell, we were on the local TV channel and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, we were doing that for about a year.
Matter of fact.
Then the whole COVID shit, and then me and him just split.
I remember calling in to a show. Was that the same one?
Which one?
I remember calling in to a show.
Oh, hell, no. You're talking about the DJ Duce Talk Show. You talking that shit. You talking about like 2016, 17?
Yeah, it was some years ago.
Yeah. I ran a test trial with that. Hell, I did 3 episodes. That was on Blog Talk Radio, right? Hell, and I might as well record this. Oh, I am recording. Good. Yeah, so I did 3 episodes on Blog Talk Radio, right? I did Juice, and I think I did a girl. I don't remember her name, though. But I did 3, and I was trending within, a week on that platform.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I stopped it. I didn't want to do it no more. I don't remember why. Probably schedule or something at the time, and I just stopped it. Hell, shortly after that, that's when me and Juice did the tape, I think. Yeah, about 2016, 17, somewhere in between there. I'd be losing track of time.
Man, I do too.
Yeah, you figure.
Yeah,
I started what, 2015? When did you start?
Say that one more time.
I technically started the mixtape shit in 2015. When did you start?
Man, around... let me see. I made my first splash 2011.
I was going to say, it's going to be a while back before me, hell, because what was the first round draft pick? Was that the first one?
The first round draft, man, I did one before that. It's a rapper from Nashville named Starlito.
Oh, you did Starlitos before that?
Yeah, we had did a track called Young and the Restless. That was like my first introduction into this shit.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that shit. So that was before linking up with Juice, and that was before all that.
Yeah, that was 2 years before that. And the first round draft pick came out Halloween 2013.
Damn, 2013. Damn. What are we, 2020? Shit.
Yeah, man, time flies.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone about doing another tape with Juice, and I was like, shit, I can't. We did the last one, I think it was 2-3 years now. The last math class. It's been that long already. 2-3 years.
Man, time flies.
Yeah, man. And, trying to maneuver and find, technology, like I'm trying to tell all these people, man, technology is slowly developing. Like, you started 5-7 years ago, man. It's been hell of a ride. Like, for me, with the whole website shit, and, like, I have to redo everything over again. Like, it's difficult, to say the least, man.
Especially when you're doing everything by yourself.
Yeah, and you can now. That's the beauty of it. You don't need no one else. It's a little more frustrating at times, but, at the end of the day, if it didn't work out, I can't blame no one but myself.
But yourself, exactly. And for me, that's what I like, because I'm so introverted, and I just really hate people. In a way, if I'm not just like real cool with you or real close to you, man, I really prefer being by myself. So that's really what I like, because now I get to just sit in the comforts of my own home, work at my own pace,
right?
Do things my way, try things this way. If it don't work, it's like, oh, okay, well, I know not to do that. I don't have to worry about nobody jumping down my throat over, simple mistakes or trying something out. It's just, all right, it's me. I'm doing it. I'm trying it. And if it worked, good. I'll give myself a pat on the back.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, it can't hurt. You only can try. And, everyone's doing the whole podcasting shit now. Like, hell, and it's funny that you mentioned it. Hell, I was trying that shit out, 4 years ago before it really blew up. Like, I think to myself, damn, maybe I should have just stuck doing it back then. Shit, I would have been one of the first.
Oh, yeah, you would have had you a TV deal.
Yeah.
All that shit. You would have been, man, $10 million a year deal.
I don't know if we would have got to that, but we could have worked something out, a little 50,000 budget, I'm negotiable. The shit.
You got to.
But hell, man, anyone can shoot their own video nowadays. Hell, you can go get a 4K camera. They priced online right now. What, $700? You go get that. You shoot your own damn movie. You don't need no one. Maybe a director, someone that knows the ropes, a little video editing crew, but.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
Shit.
Did you hear everything I said on my end, or was I muted?
Nope, I got a call. I had to reject it.
Oh, damn. The call interfered. It's all good. Like I said, I can edit the studio shit out, and Zoom breaks it all up into single waveform, so it's gonna be easy as shit.
All right, there we go. My bad. I had to reject that shit. I'm wondering why my screen just froze and somebody called. I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Nope.
the crazy part about that shit is my phone never rings. That's why I be so late on text, because my phone never rings. So it's like I barely even check the shit now.
Right.
And as soon as I do something, now my phone is ringing, people texting and shit.
Right, for real, man. Well, hell, now I be getting a lot of scam calls lately here myself. They've been doing some work since the whole COVID shit kicked off and everyone started working at home, man. Let me tell you that they came out full force. I was getting about 10, 15, like back in April a day at the peak.
Man, yeah, COVID bringing out the scam in them people. Like, it's serious out here.
Oh yeah, anything to get a buck nowadays, shit.
Anything. Man, I've been seeing all type of people do all type of shit online.
Yeah, OnlyFans jumping off. Hell, you can sell your ass now for $29.99. Like,
oh yeah, OnlyFans is they doing numbers now.
For real, and Pimp said it himself back in the day, man. Pimpin' ain't dead. It just moved to the web. Well, let me tell you, it definitely moved to the web.
Oh, it most definitely did. Like, man, I had made a page like 2 years ago, really as a joke. If I knew the shit was gonna take off the way it did now, I would have been serious and put content on it.
Yeah. Like no one really knew like what it was gonna be, and then fast forward 4, 5, and 10 years down the line, here we are, and now it's acceptable. $29.99. You can see your favorite girl, showing her ass. I mean, whatever they do. I never subscribed to one personally. Have you?
I mean, it's a.
Yeah.
I wanna say certain things, but I can't. But yeah, I mean, it's ways to get around it to where you don't have to pay.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'll holler at you about that on, what I'm saying, on private time. But yeah.
Oh shit, I had no idea. They be hitting me hard on Snap, the girls all the time, because I've been experimenting myself on my end. We'll talk more off, like I said, we'll talk off the cast on that one. But let me put it to you this way: we can't say ass is selling right now. Ass is selling at an all-time high right now. If you got ass behind your product, you selling right now.
It most definitely is. And like, man, I seen this guy from Chicago. He like a real well-known scammer.
Mm-hmm.
named Bandman Kevo. Man, I seen him probably a couple months ago. He was on IG.
Mm-hmm.
He made an OnlyFans page teaching people how to like invest the money, what to do, what to put it in. And I'm like, man, that's smart as hell. So I really thought about like with the page that I already made, just for a joke, I actually thought about like just doing a cheap monthly subscription just to teach people how to make beats, teach them the shortcuts, the tips and the tricks on how to make a quick beat in 10 minutes and how to get placements and all of that. I really thought about doing that for a cheap subscription.
Right.
Not too much, maybe charge like $7.99 a month, real cheap, but it'll help everybody. And I want to do the price real cheap because I want to help other people get their feet wet and get into the game.
Right. Hell, that's thoughtful, and I know other people DJs I even know have been doing it too, like their sets or, because Facebook is being everything's being so restricted now that people are now jumping to these other platforms. My thing, and I tell people all the time, why don't you get your own website? Shit, no restrictions, no one telling you what you can put up there. You do what you do, build your own platform. Like that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years, going on 6, and I'm doing good.
Exactly. It's always best to get your own website. I got that in the works right now.
And they cheap as shit now. Hear me. When I started 5 years ago, man. Oh yeah, I was paying a little penny. I got 2. I'm working on number 3 that I'm invested in right now. So I'm gonna have 3 websites before the year's out. So.
Man, that's dope. That's dope, man. I got a website. I think I'm going through BeatStars. I think that's what I'm gonna go through, but I'm putting up my beat store, sell merch, drum kits, collabs, like anything you can think of, I'm selling it in that store.
Yeah, definitely. BeatStars. Hell, YouTube too, man. You jump on the YouTube wave right now. YouTube's allowing the monetization. Like, all the mixtapes are going to be going up there soon because everything's changing.
Definitely. I'm using both to cross promote each other. So it'll be up soon. Hopefully shortly after this website is hopefully shortly after this interview is released, it'll be up.
Oh, well, I can tell you that ain't gonna be till October. I ain't rolling no episodes out until October. I'm just building up right now. Really, I'm building my interviews up. So I do my thing on my end. And hell, I'm trying to do it differently than I did last time. That's what I just told Louis. I'm trying to do this differently. I had good buzz last time, but I didn't get to promote the way I wanted to promote and do the things I wanted to do because I had a partner. And when you have a partner, you got to put them in between everything. It's different. As if I decided I want to not do podcasting, I don't want to, I'm my own person. But at the end of the day, when you have someone else involved, it's different, to say the least. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
There's money out there in this. You just got to know how to promote it properly. And I didn't have the time before that. Hell, we were doing shit. Some weeks we were doing 2-3 shows. Hell, at our peak when we first started, we were doing 2-3 shows a week. And yeah, we were just doing constant shows and trying to promote. It was a lot. We were taking on too much, I think, at once. We were taking on studio. We were taking on the fucking local channel. We were taking on Audio Mac, Spotify. We were going everywhere. And this is my first time getting my feet wet in the podcast game as far as like going all those platforms. So I wasn't comfortable. I don't know what I'm doing as far as promoting, how to navigate. I don't know none of that. So I'm trying it different now, man.
It is. One thing about with the pandemic that I can say really helped me out is now it's not much going on, especially in my area. So I get to actually sit down more. Before then, man, I was always gone.
Someone was always in the ass clubs. Man.
Oh man, my favorite spot. And that was actually who called me.
Oh,
my guy that owned the strip clubs.
Damn, you on the VIP? Yo, man, we ain't seen you in about 2 weeks. You all right, man? You living?
Man, and that's funny. That's actually who called me. Yeah, he ended up moving like he doing shit in Vegas, Florida. So as soon as everything clear up, I'm definitely going whichever spot he at. I'm definitely going there, but I'm going to both.
Oh yeah, man. The way I see it, it's either going to be good or bad at the end of the year. Either we're going to have we're going to go out good or we're going to go out bad. Say the least.
Oh man, I got a feeling we going out terrible.
Oh, you think we going out terrible?
Man, I think we going out terrible.
Well, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't.
Man, and especially with the weather getting cold, I really feel shit gonna get terrible.
Right. It's almost like we're being like foretold, like crystal ball or some shit. Like just the way you hear all these people be saying, "Look out for this, look out for that." Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all planning some shit? Like,
yeah. Oh, most definitely. Because
you apply the same, the same logic and thinking to politics that you apply to the streets, and really, they're pretty similar in a way. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So,
like, me and one of my friends was talking about like the whole Jay-Z selling Kanye contract.
Yeah.
To get his own masters back, and like, what I was telling him was, I'm like, man, people think that it's the streets and the rap game is different. I'm like, man, hey, the streets in the rap game is so similar, but the rap game is actually worse than what the streets is.
Right. In the streets, you know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing really much change. I mean, other than, I guess it's cool to be a snitch now and rap, whole 6ix9ine shit. But things had definitely changed. Boundaries had definitely been broken, to say the least, man. It ain't the same.
Man, it's not the same. Now snitching is a part of the game.
Right.
And like when I was coming up, man, that was forbidden.
Right.
Like you had serious consequences.
Exactly. Consequences and repercussions, and not today, man. Shit. Snitching, you can go sell 50 million.
Oh yeah. And that's what's crazy to me. Because now it's so accepted and it's a part of the game. Nowadays, if you have a little competition, man, people would tell on you just to get you out the way so they can make all the money that they've been making, plus take your money.
Exactly, man. It's too much competition, and not even that, man. Too many damn cameras. Hell, I watched the documentary, man. There's like 1.5 billion cameras in the world and growing as we speak.
Man, it's too much. You can't trust your own phone. You don't know when your phone recording you.
No, you don't.
Even when you don't give it permission, it still records you. So when you think you having private conversations in your house, or you in the car, you sitting outside talking to somebody, man, your phone is recording you.
Yeah, man, it's very easy for the feds to tap in. Hell, they don't need no warrant or nothing. They just click a little button and they got a whole treasure trove and shit. And like I tell people, like Facebook, think of it this way, and I know I'm on some conspiracy theory shit, but check this out. So MySpace started the whole social media shit, right? And then MySpace slowly fizzled out, and here comes Facebook. More or less seems like Facebook is actually the same as MySpace. So why did Facebook become popular over MySpace? Can someone explain that to me? Because I still can't figure out the answer. Other than Facebook was a part of something bigger than what we all know, and they agreed to whatever, and MySpace didn't want to and was pushed aside. Like, if you ain't going to jump aboard this, then you got to go.
Man, that's usually how it go.
Am I right or am I wrong? Because, like, it seemed to me, because I was in high school when the whole Facebook and MySpace shit transitioned, and it just seemed like day and night to me. Like, one day I was using MySpace, and the next day I was on Facebook. Like, but why? Because we all were jumping and doing it, but why? Like, what was the more logical reason behind it, more than just everyone's doing it? Like,
Exactly.
And then
I always wanted that myself.
And, and coming up in the years, and I know logically now that, police are using Facebook profiling to build profiles on a shit. You go get in trouble with the law, they pulling up your Facebook. Yo, this guy, this guy. Yo, he got this mixtape out. You hear that? You know what I mean? Like, we building our own profiles now, as before back in the 90s and 80s. Police had to work to get us. Now we doing all the work for them. Shit, we giving them our birth dates, our names, where we're eating at, where the strip clubs we going at. It's like we building our own profiles in a way. Would you agree?
Yeah, hell yeah, we are. And especially like with the era that we in, man, you can hop on Instagram, man, you'll see people posting drugs. You see people doing all type of illegal activities and they recording it and they broadcasting it for the world. And what they don't understand is you never know who watching your profile. Once you put it on the internet, I don't care how many times you hit delete, you think it's gone, man, it's forever out there.
Exactly. I remember
And it's easy to pull it up.
it is. It like once it's on, it's like it's not going nowhere. Like you can take videos down, but if it becomes viral, hell, by the time you take 3 down, there's fucking 15 more videos uploaded of the same thing. So it's like you fuck.
You know what just happened a couple of days ago? I'm like a real big sports freak. LeBron James' son accidentally uploaded a video of himself smoking and hurry up and deleted it. Man, that video is everywhere.
Really.
Everywhere. And I mean, he deleted it immediately. And it didn't matter. That shit is everywhere.
For real, like you have it up there, especially you well followed, you have it up for 30 seconds, man. I'm guaranteeing you at least 3,000-4,000 people snagging that quick because everyone has their screen recorders now. It's easy to get shit now.
Especially if you somebody.
Oh, hell yeah. You got a following now? I mean, I was just telling Louis, shit, look at Juice. His Instagram got hacked and shit.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened because, man, I had somebody had DM'd me and asked me. It was like, man, what's up with Juice Instagram? What the hell are you talking about? So I tried to go to his page, and it told me you must be 99 years old to view this page.
Yeah,
that was my first time ever seeing that shit.
Yeah, it was too. But what got me though is that I guess Juice made another page or some shit, and then and friend me on the new page, and then I'm like, what the fuck? Like someone making a knockoff page because a lot of people be doing that too. Else, I think someone hacked his Facebook too back in the day. He don't even got his own Facebook no more. Like they hacked his page and shit. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, man, like with that shit, man, you really just got to pay close attention. Like I remember years ago, I remember me and you was commenting on the Facebook page. It was a fake OJ page, but they had his birthday
Yep.
and his birth year wrong. And I remember just sitting there laughing at that shit. And I was actually sitting with OJ. We had just got through working. We just got through working on the Otis Williams Jr. story, and like he was telling me like, "Hey, come in on that page." This was before he had made him a Facebook page. He was like, "Hey man, tell them to delete that shit." And I had wrote that on the wall in all caps. I said, "OJ said delete this shit." I said it just like that. And like every time they would post something, I would comment because people was falling for whatever it was that they would post. People would fall for it. Man, they were selling merch on this page. Man, they were selling fake music on this page. And I'm telling people like, man, do not pay for that shit because once you don't get it, you go bash OJ and you go talk bad about OJ, but the whole time you get scammed. And I was always posting on that page and people still would not listen to me.
Wow, so people actually got scammed off that page.
Hell, still to this day. I just looked at it a couple days ago. They still falling for it. And I'm like, you can't be a real OJ fan if you don't at least know his birthday.
Right.
Because, he got songs he said.
Right. Well, hell, like I tell people, hell, Juice got his own website, 32entertainment.com. Hell, so go there, shit. That's where you're going to find the music and the merch and all that shit at, not on the Facebook page or, hell, they're quick nowadays, man. Let me tell you. You can have Twitch accounts. You can have all kinds of accounts and not even know it. Shit. You be on Tinder and not even know it. Like, it's crazy in today, man.
And another thing that I've been seeing the hackers do, speaking of people having pages that don't know, and it's smart. Now that I sit and think of it, it's really smart. But like what they'll do, man, they might find some people that you went to school with, make them a fake profile, upload a lot of pictures of them, and then they will DM you. And, you looking at a familiar face, somebody that you've been knowing 10 or 15 years.
Right.
So when they write you go write them back because you personally know them. But the whole time, it's somebody somewhere 5,000 miles across the country, and it's not the actual person.
Right.
And I'm, just thinking, they're smart. If you want to, it's like they're smart.
Yeah, man.
So
And it's these kids. It's a lot of kids too, man. They really smart too. These kids coming up now with the whole video game and shit. Like I've been watching like these kids and like in the whole broadcasting shit. Hell, I'm about to hire some of these kids to start doing some work on the podcast. Like they got some broadcasting skills.
Yeah.
Shit.
The kids definitely got it. And like when I was coming up, I was always like real tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
I was always, you know what I'm saying, like a real tech nerd.
Right. So was I.
And even now, I still, I know how to do a lot of stuff, but man, like shit's so different. Man, I have to get my nephew to show me shit.
Right, man. And not even that, like, and shit be coming out so quick. Like, hell, there's an app coming out as we speak right now, a new music app or a new building app. Like, shit's just coming out quick as shit. Like, back then when we got an update, man, on an FL Studio or fucking Pro Tools, whatever you're using, you got your little monthly 6-month update. You were happy as shit because you were going to get some goodies in that bitch. Now you get an update every 2 days. You ain't getting shit with more viruses and bugs.
Man, shit got so crazy now, I stopped updating.
Me too.
Like, man, y'all coming out with too much shit. Too much. Now, you get version 20.6.1. Next week is 20.6.2. And it's like, man, that's too much.
For real, it's a whole new layout, all new button. Everything's new. Like, don't even keep the same layout. Like, you got to learn the whole shit over again. Like, nah, I ain't doing all that.
Exactly. That's why, man, whatever I'm familiar with, man, I just keep it like that.
For real. I mean, and like it's
the only way.
It's more convenient.
And the only way I upgrade is like if I'm working with somebody and they got this certain version, it's like, okay, I update my shit just to work with you. But other than that, man, I'm keeping. Man, hey, whatever I'm working with right now is what I'm.
Yeah, for real shit. I'm not even doing all that. I'll stem you the shit out. You got to figure it out from there. Stem that shit out for you. Little WAV file. There's workarounds to everything.
Oh yeah, man, most definitely.
And that's what I learned now. Like, me, I've been doing I've been doing audio editing now for about 2 years, like really, really doing it. Shit. And I learned a lot in 2 years. Like you can do things I didn't know I could do with audio. But I can imagine like someone like you, hell, you've been doing it longer than me. Like, explain the process to me when you sit down and do a beat. What's the first thing that you do? Everyone has their own ritual, What's your ritual? I know. What's your process?
Man, with me, I'm so weird when it comes to making music because I have so many different processes that I do. Like, and it depends on, like, I'm very nocturnal. Man, I'm so insomniac, so some days I might not go to sleep. And I might have them days where I go to sleep at 8 p.m. At night. Like, I'll be up a day and a half. I might go to sleep 8 p.m. So when I wake back up, it's like 6 in the morning. It's like, fuck, what am I going to do now?
Right.
So when I wake up, I'm tired. So when I'm having one of them days, first thing I do, turn Project Pat on. That's my favorite rapper of all time, Project Pat. Man, I turn Project Pat on, 1 or 2 songs, get me pumped. Man, my brain get to working. I have ideas coming in. So boom, I sit down and I go to work like that. There's one way. Another way is, and I've been doing this a whole lot during the whole quarantine.
Right.
Man, I play 2K. And while I'm playing 2K, I'm listening to the soundtrack. I'm hearing like these different genres of music. And it's giving me ideas. So while I'm playing 2K, man, I pull up Fruity Loop. Man, I get to implement the different things that I hear.
Right.
And that's been my process. And actually, that helps me out a lot.
Wow. So do you find it when you're working with people now, do you find it easier to send shit back and forth with people, or do you prefer an experience, like in-person experience?
Man, it really depends. It's like 50-50.
Right.
I would love to be in person with somebody and work, But half the time, I just like to already have something prepared and I can send it.
Right.
Because like I say, I'm extremely introverted. But I really, nothing beats the experience of working with somebody in person. Let me just say that nothing beats that being in the room together experience.
Right. I think the game's missing that a lot now. You know, that was to me a little more organic than now. You know, like hell, me and you can work on something, we can send shit back and forth, as opposed to we're in the same room vibing out and we making this idea together as we go. It's just a different experience. Like,
yeah, and you can tell when something is just emailed, and you know you can tell the difference now. At least people from our generation can tell.
Right. You can tell when it's like, oh damn, they linked up in the studio type record. Like, and you can tell on the sets too, the video sets, if it's more organic now. Some of these rappers, they just be throwing themselves in the videos and shit. You know, you just tell they don't know the rapper. Like, there's no more like relationships with people. Like, you know, Juice knows Zay's. You know, everyone knows everyone. Like, nah, this guy, he been out 2 months and he only has one record, but we'll throw him in the video. We don't know him though, but we'll throw him in. What?
Yeah, exactly how it is.
Because he's hot right now. That's fucked up. We ain't got to know him, but hell, he's out selling us, so we got to throw him in the video, even though we don't know who he is.
Hey, I seen it with my own eyes plenty times. It's exactly how it go.
For real. Like, what piece of advice would you give artists nowadays? I know, because hell, you can go independent. I know a lot of people going independent. Is major even a way to go anymore? Would you say?
Man, no, because with how everything work now, before a major even consider you, you have to already have a following. Like when we was coming up, all you had to have was talent. If you was talented, it didn't matter what your recording sounded like, where you was from, what you looked like, none of that.
Right.
If you had talent, you can send it to a label, and if the label hear the talent, they will sign you. They would give you money to boost your image up, to put you in the studio, get you beats from whoever was hot at that time, whether it was like a Timberland or Pharrell or whoever. They would give you the budget to boost yourself up. But now, the label is not doing that anymore. So when a label see you, you need to already have that image. You need to already be that man in your town, and you need to already be doing big numbers. That's the only way a label would cut you a budget.
Right.
But I say, if you already doing all of that shit on your own, you can stay independent. You don't need the label.
Right.
You can stay independent and build it up. Now it'll be a slower grind, but it'll definitely be more rewarding. Like, so many people just look at the dollar sign and that's all they think about. They don't think what comes with it. But that's why you have so many rappers that's frustrated and they in bad. And I've been seeing it so much just within the past week. You have so many rappers that's frustrated with these deals, and now they coming out and complaining about it. But it's like, when you just think about money and you only do it for money, that usually what happens. Like, you gotta at least have some love for it somewhere, and you gotta be self-aware. And you got most importantly, you got to read.
Exactly. I tell people that all the time. You don't read your contracts? Like, no, I don't even know what I signed. All I know is I got this amount. They gave me. I use a perfect example. I ain't gonna say no names, but there's someone locally that I know that happened to. You know, he came out with a hit, signed contract. I don't know for how much particularly, but had one hit. I mean, it was a top charting hit, and after that, I ain't hear nothing from him. Hell, and that was 3-4 years ago. So that just goes to show you, they'll fucking shelf you nowadays. Like,
they'll shelf you. And that's the worst part, because that's playing with your life. Like, why would you want to do that? Because, and another thing that I feel is very important to bring up too, you know, speaking on contracts and money, what a lot of people don't understand is that money that they give you is really not yours. You got to pay that shit back.
Right. Advance. What do you think?
When the labels give you money, if that the most important word is recoupable. You need to find out what you got to pay back. If you got to, you know, with 9 times out of 10, you got to pay all of that shit back with interest. And if the folks don't like you or they figure that you done, man, you on the shelf, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You can't put music out. You put music out, they just go get that shit took right back down.
Right.
They can stop shows if they want to. There's really nothing that you can do. That's why I say independent is the way to go.
Right, for real. You know, build your own team, you know, just get out there and network. And I think that's what a lot of artists, that's why they slip still with the majors and still try to go with them, because these artists don't, and their teams don't be networking worth a shit. They don't know nobody. They ain't getting no shows. So that's when the major still has the upper hand, like, oh, let me step in. I know this guy, that guy, I can get you this show, that show. And the artists, hell, they're like, how many shows? Hell, I only did 8 shows last year. You talking about we can do 20 in a month? They're on that. They're on it. No questions asked. How much? That's just how it is now.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and they're getting them at a young age too. Like, hell, a lot of these kids coming out now. Hell, NBA Youngboy, he young as shit. Hell, when he came out with his first song, I remember he was young, like 15, 16. Hell, he was with Cash Money and all them back when before he was 18. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, look at him. Shit.
Was.
But yeah, man, just it's so crazy.
He signed the bad deal.
Yeah, he signed a pretty shitty deal.
Thank you. Like what, 5 albums, 2 million, something like that. And like every time he released something, they instead of them putting it out as an album, they call it a mixtape so they can keep him on that contract, and that is fucked up. Yeah,
the little contract loopholes again. People don't read their contracts, like, and the mixtape and album shit now in today's game, it's all really 1 and 1 anymore. What's the difference and distinguishment?
Yeah.
Everyone's calling their shit a mixtape or an album,
exactly.
You know? And all the mixtapes all got original shit on them no more. And no one freestyling no more on beats and shit. It's all original music.
Man, I was having a conversation about that the other day. Like, that's what a mixtape was. Like, whatever the hottest song was, you would spend bars over that shit and putting it out. And, like, everybody looked forward to it. Like, one of my favorite artists, Lil Wayne. Like, when Lil Wayne was going on his legendary run, we got to hear Lil Wayne on whatever hit song was out. We got to hear Lil Wayne flowing over that.
Right.
Dipset, like, it was so many of them, and we look forward to that.
Right, and some of the freestyles to those beats are more legendary than the actual song itself. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
Wayne's
yes,
remixes and shit. 50's remix, a lot of remixes over the years that became more famous than the actual song itself. So
once Wayne get on your beat, it's not your beat no more. It's his.
Yeah, feed me rappers and feed me beats. Like he said back in the day, he was not playing. You can get it, and he was on every fucking mixtape, man. Every fucking I got piles of mixtapes to my left as I speak, and every fucking mixtape has at least one Wayne track on it. Like, he's on everything.
Hey, Wayne was definitely doing his thing. Like, I remember what year was I was a senior in high school, but he was doing it before then. But I graduated high school 2008. But like from 2008. Hey, I'm trying to think like when his
I want to say his run started from 07 the whole way up to about, I want to say 2010. He was pretty much dominant from that whole time. 07 the whole way up to 10. About 10, that's when Drake came in, if I remember, about 2010. So that's when everything shifted. The Drake era, Nicki era, that was a different era, 2010. Yeah.
Oh man, and that's still for me, that's really like, as far as me making music, that's around like my favorite era.
Right. It was a lot. Kid Cudi was coming out, if I remember, because I was just starting out my radio shit back in 2011, and I remember we were playing Kid Cudi, Mac Miller. We were still playing Wayne, Gucci. There was all kinds of shit out then. Drake just came out. I remember Drake's Fancy and fucking So Far Gone, I think, came. A lot of shit was coming out between 2010 and 11.
It was. That's why it's really like my favorite era, because like I was sensing the change in how music was being released.
Yeah, it really did from that time span. Hell, you figured, online mixtapes were always around, but like from 07, man, like I said, I wish I started out earlier, man. If I would have started back in 07, it would have been a whole different story. But yeah, from 07 to 010, man, was to be a mixtape DJ. Like, they all living good now, like Drama, Big Mike, Evil Empire. I don't even know where his ass at. He done ran off, and He's hiding. You know, they're living good. They made a lot of money off that shit.
Man, yeah, a lot. So much the feds had to raid DJ Drummer office.
Yeah, you know, shit. It's different now.
It was serious.
It's different now. You're gonna do a raid. All they're gonna get really, maybe, you know, your laptop, and everything's in your laptop now. Back then, it was actual physical mixtapes.
Man, yeah, man, I missed that era. I'm not gonna lie, I missed that era.
Yeah, man, I definitely do too. But man, we just can keep progressing, and before you know it, in 2025, 5 more years, I don't know where shit's gonna be at. Who knows what it's gonna be, man? I feel like TV slowly going away. You know, everything's gonna be on demand all the time, or it's just gonna be live, either live or on demand. That's it. No more reruns on TV. Should have been like that though.
Yeah, I see that happening right now.
Yeah, with the whole COVID shit, man, they stopped putting out movies. You started noticing shit real quick. Like, they started airing shit from 85, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, we ain't got no pre-recorded shit?
Man, I've been sitting in the house. I've been watching like Three Stooges, Happy Days, The Jeffersons. I've been watching shit like that like almost every day.
Yeah, you know, all the old rerun shit. I ain't even watch football no more, man. I ain't watched football at all this year. I don't think I'm gonna. Not after the whole.
Man, that's all I did yesterday.
No, not even that.
So I'm a real big sports fanatic.
I haven't even followed it this year at all. With the whole COVID shit, just like put a whole cloud over everything. You know, nah. And my team was asked.
I didn't think they was gonna actually do the season.
What happened?
I didn't think that they was gonna do the season. Honestly,
me neither. I didn't think that either. And then they did, and just how it all rolled out. And there's no people in the crowds, and hell, I did check out the one game. I think it was the Kansas City game. It was the opening game. Man, it wasn't a hot motherfucking 300 people in that stadium. Boring as shit. Boring.
Yeah.
Shit, I have a fucking backyard party more popping than that. Like, that was just boring. I no energy for me, man.
That shit is. But I think if I'm not mistaken, next week, they're going to start putting, like, some stadiums allowed people to come, but it wasn't too many.
Right.
And some didn't have no people at all. But I think next week, most teams going to start letting people come to the stadium. Just can't pack it out, but.
Bro, they need to do something because, the no crowd shit ain't gonna work. It's gonna kill sports. And our ratings already down. Shit.
Yeah, it is. But I like what the NBA do. Like the NBA, they pump like crowd noises up during the game.
Oh, they do. I don't follow NBA much anymore. Oh, they put crowd noises in the game. Shit now.
Yeah, they put the crowd noises in, and like even with the NFL, they'll do it for TV too. But like in the NBA, they actually play it during the game.
I don't know. I feel like people are getting played, say the least. I mean, you know, golf's been going on the whole time. People been on the golf course. Yeah. Everyone's been playing golf. I mean, I ain't hear no one dying over there. Everything's been good. So what's the issue?
I even watched UFC Saturday night.
Right. Same thing with them. I know they're doing a little more controlled, though, I think. They don't got the crowd. But I know for a fact because I seen the game on TV, golf game. Had a hell of a crowd. The people were wearing the mask and shit, but it still was a crowd. You know what I mean? And hell, they doing it. So why ain't everyone else doing it? I don't get it. You know, golf, man. Golf is that sport. I mean, if golf stops, everything else is going to stop. At the end of the day, because golf is the richest sport in America. If you look at it fundamentally, not saying like team-wise, like obviously that would be football. If you break it down into like franchise. But no, I'm talking about like as a whole, like Marada, like rich people do golf. So if you see rich people not golfing, there's something up. And if you see them still golfing throughout all this shit, which they have, I mean, hell, look at Trump's been golfing. Everyone's been golfing. Ain't nothing to worry about.
Yeah, nice way to put it.
Because the golf courses and people, like, I don't know if people actually ever been on an actual golf course when there's a good game going on, but you can get a good 3,000-4,000 people out there. It's a nice little crowd. So they doing it. Why ain't everyone else doing it? You telling me I can't have no damn cookout and have more, like, in my state at least, I can't have a cookout and have 250 people. But, Golfing Network down in California has 4,000 people on the fucking course. And that's okay? I ain't getting that. Something ain't clicking there. Say the least. Nothing's clicking.
I agree.
And I'm just speaking speculation. Anyone that knows me, I'm not a politic guy, but something ain't clicking there. It definitely ain't.
Yeah, I agree. It's politics and everything, and like I think that's really what it boiled down to. Like every situation is starting to become like a politics situation.
Right. It's sad. It's getting brought into everything now. Like everything got to be about politics. Like, nah, man. What's wrong with just right and wrong, or this don't seem right, or this that seems shady? Like, what happened to our normal senses, our common sense, I should say? Like, something don't seem right.
Man, it's gone. Common sense not too common nowadays.
Apparently not. Like
It's gone, man.
I put headache,
and especially with where we're going with technology. Like I find myself not lately because I've been straining away from it, but like I find myself in my phone so much that I was starting to become like lost when I didn't have it, and I'm like, man. We didn't always have these, you know what I'm saying? We didn't always have everything right in the palm of our hand like how we have now. And I'm like, I don't want to, become that person that gets so lost in the technology. So now, man, I stay away from my phone. Like, and right. This for yourself. Like sometimes
I text you, I don't get no damn text back 5 days later and shit.
Yeah, it's like, man, I stay away from my phone now for that reason. It's like. And plus, people haven't really been calling or texting me. So it's like, all right, I'm going to strain away from this phone. Let me work on my crafts. Let me, I still like to write. And, you know what I'm saying? Just something that simple.
Right.
I don't see people doing. I can't tell you the last time I seen somebody write something. Because everything is always either typing or text. And it's like, man, I just miss writing.
Right.
And there's something that's just so simple, but it's big to me.
Right. Actually sitting down with a pen and paper and like spelling some out. Everyone is on their phone, but technology consumes us though because of the profession we're in. Shit. We can't get away from it. I sit my phone down right now and I haven't checked it the entire time I've been talking to you, but I'm on a damn computer, promoting this, doing that. So I'm always doing something technology wise. Shit. Always. I feel like I can't get away from it.
Man, it's hard to.
Unless I go out or, like you little leisure time at the club or something. Other than that, or family functions and shit. Other than that, like our profession is technology. What we do is technology. Everything's technology now.
Everything. Man, I don't care what it is. Like, you can grocery shop online, and the stores will bring your food out for you.
Yeah, you can download any song in the world you want in a click of a button. Back then, that wasn't possible. Like you said, grocery store. What are you hungry for? What you want delivered now? Anything your heart desires, you can have delivered at the doorstep. That's crazy, ain't it?
Man, it's super crazy. Imagine how it's going to be 5 years from now.
Yeah, the robot's going to be delivering shit next. That's already happening, though. Little drones going to be dropped.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, man, they got robot police.
Yeah, I see. You see that shit?
Man, that shit is insane.
Nah, I'm good on that. Fuck that. You be walking down the street, you don't commit a crime, you jade walk or some shit. This motherfucker start short circuiting, talking about you were disobeying the law and start chasing after you and shit. Fuck that.
Man, this shit is crazy. I seen a video. I had the robot, like the one of the guys that made it, and it's a couple videos out, but like it's one that I specifically seen, and I wish I could think of the man name. But he had a robot, like he would kick it over, and like it'll bounce back on his feet, and it'll get up and it'll run, it'll chase you. And that same robot, they had him kicking the door in.
Wow.
Looking for a suspect. I'm like, that's crazy.
For real, you ain't gonna kill no robot. Hell, you ain't even gonna be expecting it at the least. You're gonna be in bed all of a sudden, RoboCop kicking down your door and shit. talking about a parking ticket from
man.
1967 and shit. Like, we found you.
Like, man, yeah, it's gonna be hard to do any kind of crime. Like, man.
Yeah, that's what it's almost like people's free will's getting sucked away, and we're not even noticing it with all the distraction and shit. Like, I'm telling you, man, camera after camera after camera. Before you know it, you ain't gonna be doing nothing without being on camera. Your life will be displayed to the world, with or without your permission.
Exactly. And no, that's a lot of, like, when I had these conversations with people, it's kind of like they be in denial and they don't want to admit it. And I got to give them permission. Like, man, look, you don't have to, man, they can do whatever they want without your consent.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they already doing it.
Right. They don't need no
like,
waiver or no fucking signature on this piece of paper anymore. Nah, they clicking a button and then they got your life in their hands. And go ahead and you fuck up or do something now, they're gonna jam you up, and then before you know it, you snitching, and then in 2 months you coming out with a $50 million record contract, and you putting out songs with rainbow hair and shit.
Oh man,
that's the whole process. Man. It is. Look, it's like a damn time loop. You know, you do this, get busted, snitch, set someone up, come back out, make 50 million, do your little rainbow hair shit, and you live happily ever after. And it just keeps repeating itself. You'll get jammed up again for something or killed.
That shit with him is so crazy.
Yeah. I'm surprised he ain't dead.
When he first came out, I knew everything that happened was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was easy to see. It's like, why would y'all do all of that shit around him and allow him to see it? And you know he don't come from that life. You know he not cut from that. So you already knew what was going to happen.
Right.
I for the life of me cannot understand that.
I know, it makes no sense. It was almost looks like it was let to be happen. It was more or less you know what I mean? It was more or less just let go, and it was made to happen. That's what I'm taking it as.
Then he doing all the trolling. I'm like, I was staying in Chicago when he came up there that first time, and had went to O Block. It's like, you know, remember he recorded the video at 4:00 in the morning, but he acting like he recorded it at 10:00 that night. Yeah. It was smart. I can't lie, it was smart.
Oh, well, you went looking for his ass?
Mike Tate. Oh man. And the crazy thing is, when he put the video out, I knew he was lying because it had rained that whole morning. So when he put the video out, it was still wet. And I was like, something not right. And like, man, one of my partners, Shabazz, he do like Uber Eats and, you know, shit like that, the side hustles. And we had just came from that area. And I'm like, hold on, we just passed by O Block like, you know, 15 minutes ago. It's a million dudes outside. Right. So when he put the video out talking about some, oh yeah, I just left O Block, where y'all in? Like, nah, something ain't right.
Right, yeah.
Something ain't right.
They be trolling and shit, like, and acting like they tough and all that. Like, whatever happened to the good old fashioned fist fight? You snitch, you're gonna get your ass beaten, killed. Nah, you snitch now, you sell 50 million. This is how it works. And go on Instagram and go wherever you want, and yeah, he got a whole security team, don't he?
Oh yeah, he better hope his money don't slow up.
Yeah, no, you know what's going to end up happening? Someone's going to end up killing him from the inside. One of his friends or someone going to sell him out.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
Yeah,
and his last single flop.
What was that? What was his last single?
He put so much shit out. Like you know what? I never actually listened to a song even before, you know, he got locked up. I never listened to his music.
I think one song I think I listened to his was with Bobby Schmurder. I think he maybe did one with him. That was the only one. That was it. That was years ago too. That was before all the snitch shit, to say the least. I haven't no 6ix9ine on my mixtapes. Nope.
Man, I never was a fan of
Me
him.
neither.
Never.
Me neither. So, yo, before we get up out of here, man, let the people know what you got going on, what's coming up, man. What is up with the damn mixtape we've both been putting out, like, 3 years now? Piano God.
Man, I'm such a perfectionist that sometimes I can get in my own way. I can admit that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as we've been waiting, man, Outkast better be reuniting on this bitch, or something better be going down.
See, like my original plan for it was to just produce a bunch of tracks for a lot of industry artists and like, you know, some of the guys in my camp and just put it together. But their process, you know, I got to realize, and that process it takes forever. And if you're not somebody like a Metro Boomin or a Zaytoven or a Southside, their process is, you know, it'll be much harder for you.
Right.
You know, I have a name, but I'm not just all the way there yet. So for me, my process would take longer getting tracks from all of these guys. That was my original idea.
That was your original idea.
But that was going to be the original Piano God. It's just a collaboration.
Well, hell, you still can do that. Hell, I think some producers, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a producer per se, but aren't producers like putting out like projects? Like I see a lot of them on live mixtapes that they'll put out like a mixtape with their beats over like artists like just freestyling, or they did a track or whatever, but it's not licensed to that artist. So you still can purchase that beat if you want it. The song might be dope, but it's not an official release song from, you know what I mean? You can still hit the producer up and purchase that for like 50, 100, whatever they selling it for.
I'm like, with Piano God, I'm going to still do it, but I'm putting it out like a little somewhere later down the timeline. Hopefully not too far, but like my first official project, I'm naming it Compliments to the Shelf. And like, I want to go with that name because this is my debut. And like, I remember the first OJ mixtape that I just went crazy over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Culinary Art School.
Culinary Art School.
So
yeah.
Compliments to the Shelf, that's the play on that. Because on that, Culinary Art School, OJ was the chef.
Right.
So now it's like I'm sitting at the table. Now I'm eating.
Right.
You know, hey, this is good food. Compliments to the Shelf. So that's where that title comes.
Interesting. That's like interesting.
How I'm doing my title for my mixtapes now is kind of like a play off everything that OJ did. OJ got the 6 rings. Man, from the 90s, mm-hmm. I always been a huge Kobe fan.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, OJ doing the 6 rings, man, Kobe always been my favorite player. R.I.P. Black Mamba. Gotta say it, R.I.P. Black Mamba and Gianna. Now, OJ got the 6 rings. I want to do the 5 rings.
So you want to do 5 rings?
I want to do the 5 rings. So it's like OJ projects, I want to have a play on.
Right, right. Hell, I think he coming up with something new soon. I don't know. Hell, I haven't spoke to him in a while, personally.
Sir,
I know he got some shit working.
Last 11-3.
I know he just dropped numbers with Zay. I did see that. Everyone was tagging me in that.
Yeah, I gotta, I've been real bad. Like since the quarantine, I've been real bad with my communication. I've been in my own little world over here. I gotta call. Matter of fact, actually, probably today I'll call him. You know what I'm saying? I hit him up, like once or twice a month. But like I used to talk to him all the time. But like since quarantine, I don't know. My communication been terrible with everybody. I've been getting cussed out left and right.
Yeah. At the beginning of the year for me, everything kind of fell off. Like, we was coming off a high coming from like 2019. Everything was good. Everything was good last year. It was a good year for me. I don't know about everyone else, but everything was good.
It's been terrible. And that's really like what's been slowing down like me releasing, because now the quarantine got everything so fucked up, and it's really a timing thing for me.
Right.
It's like, when would be the best time for me to release a project? You got other artists that can drop now and be successful because they are already a household name. But me, I'm not quite there yet.
Right.
I got 1 foot in the door, and my second foot is almost there, but I'm not quite there yet. So I got to be more strategic on when I drop. But when I do, I know what these songs are going to do.
Right. Yeah, man. And sometimes I agree with you. Sometimes it's got to be shelved for a little bit to sit there and marinate. It gets better with time. Some things are best to be kept shelved until a later date. I do agree.
Oh yeah, and like with the songs that I've been doing, they're more so like spring, summertime, club songs.
Right.
So I would prefer to, maybe March, put something out, see what it do.
Yeah.
And just
yeah.
keep rolling.
Yeah, next year, if everything goes accordingly, it should be good. We should see, like, because, networking, that's a big thing with the whole restrictions and shit. Like, people can't network, we can network virtually, but you can't do everything virtually. We ain't doing no shows and making $10,000 virtually. It's not happening. Unless you got a network, like a big network.
Exactly. You definitely got to do that. Like, I was having conversation with one of my guys, and like, he say, let's do everything digitally.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, that's cool to a certain extent, but why not do it the old school way too? Man, let's get out on feet. Let's hit the streets.
Right.
And everybody that's not online, we can reach them in the streets. And everybody that's, you don't see, that's just mainly online, we can reach them that way. But it's still a whole, I don't want to put a number on it, but it's a ton of people that's not on the internet.
Right.
Or they own the internet, but they rarely use it.
Right.
It's like, why not just use both methods? And I feel like that's the way to maximize your money. You go out to the corner store, you see this person that, because it happens to me anytime I step outside. It's, Frank Castro. And, conversation get to going. I done ran into somebody now. He buying 5 beats a month from me.
Oh, damn.
This consistent money and, man, hit them streets.
Right, yeah, man. You never have enough connections in music, like I tell people. Never enough connections. And it's all business. Man, you know what I mean? It's all business.
And it changed so much.
Yeah, for real. Shit, people dead and gone. Just everything switches, I say, 5 to 10 years, it seems like. The 5 to 10 year mark, like it's going to be a revolution. Who knows what we'll be doing in 10 more years?
Man, I can imagine. It's like, I'm only 30, but I've been getting called old head so much. It's like, damn, I can only imagine 10 years from now when, like, damn.
For real.
If I'm starting to get lost now, because, like I say, I always been very tech savvy.
Right, right.
So now, if I'm starting to get lost, shit, I hate to see what shit gonna be like 10 years from now.
For real, man. It's definitely gonna be interesting to say the least. But I appreciate it for you chopping it up with me, bro. Damn, we done an hour in already.
Damn, that was fast.
Yeah, man. Podcasting does go quick as shit. Let the people know, though, where they can find you at on your social media, your websites, what strip clubs you visiting lately. Let the people know.
Hey, Frank Castro, 1731. FrankCastro 1731. Man, that's Instagram. That's Twitter. Hell, if you still on MySpace, that's my MySpace name too.
I haven't checked that shit in a while.
If you're on Facebook, just type in Frank Castro. You'll see me. And hey, Xbox players, if you want to get your ass kicked in 2K, Madden, or whatever, Frank Castro 32. Add me. I'm not Hollywood. I'm always down to give somebody an L.
The DJ Duce Podcast. Stream now at djduce.com/podcast.